Life has a law of self-preservation. As the cold approaches, trees' leaves begin to change and fall off one by one. When the time comes, migratory birds move to other places in search of food. Bees store honey to survive the winter when flowers are scarce. To give birth, salmon migrate to the river, where optimal conditions exist for their offspring to hatch safely. Fish have the ability to disguise themselves in colors that closely resemble their surroundings, to protect themselves from enemies. Look at the flounder and octopus. The same goes for the chameleon. Insects construct their own dwellings flawlessly, without ever having learned anything. When birds travel long distances, they typically fly in groups. Their formation resembles that of a large bird, facilitating airflow and enabling them to cover greater distances. When a snail needs to cross a river for food, it moves through space to cross the river. It is said that as its body gradually disappears on one side, the front part of its body appears on the other side of the river. Animals can sense in advance when a flood or earthquake is about to occur and seek refuge in a safe place. All of these things can only be said to be mysteries of life. These are all life forms that have evolved in various ways to preserve themselves. Life's self-preservation instinct to survive and preserve. The species is ultimately for the evolution of life. We humans are no exception to this instinct. The law of self-preservation also operates in humans. However, its action is weaker than that of other living things. Why is that? Why are we, who call ourselves the lords of creation, less good at self-preservation than lower animals? It is because of the I-ego. This is because I-ego, a collection of experiences we have accumulated while growing up, covers our original pure life energy and cannot function properly. There is always a cloud of thoughts and desires in the clear sky, preventing the light of life from leaking out. Then, sometimes, when the clouds disappear, you may be lucky enough to see a brief glimpse of light. However, not many people truly recognize that light. To gain the wisdom of life, you must escape from the control of the I-ego. So, how can we gain the wisdom of life? It is to clear away the cloud called I-ego. No, it is to escape from its control. Because thoughts cannot be eliminated. That's only possible with a dead body. The sky is more beautiful when there are clouds in it. For most people, life is covered in I-ego, so it sticks together like one. Because of this, people live almost dominated by I-ego. However, as you know the concepts of life and I-ego, and as life becomes the subject, and you observe, understand, and endure every action of I-ego, you will gradually see a gap between life, your essence, and I-ego. Then, as self-understanding deepens, life and I become completely separated. That is oneness with life and the path to reach heaven within. Such a person becomes the wisdom of life itself and lives a life of freedom, love, and harmony, which are the attributes of life. It becomes an awakened life. Their consciousness, which was limited to themselves, now expands to the ends of the universe. Even future events feel easy to him. This is because to preserve itself, life extends its antennae of wisdom to the ends of the universe to detect all dangers. This is the mechanism by which animals sense the future. We all have this ability to some extent, but there are only those who use it well and those who do not. Listen to the longing for life. Life is close to our unconsciousness. It is said that we are only using about 30% of our abilities. If we compare this to an iceberg, the part of the iceberg that is outside the water is our consciousness, and the underwater part is our unconsciousness. This ability of unconsciousness can be seen as our true life ability. It is said that because life has existed since the beginning, as an undying energy, immeasurable memories of the past are accumulated in our unconsciousness. It came into our bodies one day through an act of love from our parents. All our past is hidden there. It contains the seeds of our individuality. That is why each person has different talents and personalities. If you are curious about what you really like, listen to your inner voice. The answer is hidden within you. Find it. Roses have a yearning to bloom roses. Pumpkins have a yearning to pumpkins, and sunflowers have a yearning to bloom sunflowers. Find that yearning. Listen to the unstoppable yearning of life. The fundamental desire of life is creation. Create your own color. If you wish it earnestly, it will come true. We dream while we sleep. Our desires are hidden in our dreams. Dreams try to solve that desire. Life has a law of self-preservation and moves towards satisfying our desires. Otherwise, it becomes stressful and eats away at your life. Nevertheless, if you ignore the wisdom taught by life and do not follow it, the stress goes too far and there is a possibility of destroying life. So life stops its function in order to block the desire of ego. This is the mechanism by which a person goes crazy. Life always tries to relieve our stress. If you feel the need to urinate while you sleep, even dreaming about peeing helps relieve stress in your body. If something bad happened during the day, and you wanted to punch someone but held back for the sake of saving face, you relieve that stress by hitting someone in your dream. If you slept after watching a porn video, and you had sex with a beautiful woman in your dream, it released the stress of your body from your sexual desire. This is all so that life, our essence, can preserve itself. Also, if we desperately want something, if we truly want it with our whole being, life will grant us what we want, even if it takes some time. It brings to mind various inspirations to achieve it. You may have had the experience of falling asleep while contemplating a certain problem, and upon waking up, the answer to that problem suddenly occurred to you. That is, your unconsciousness releases stress to protect itself. Inspiration comes from earnestness. Because life is omniscient and omnipotent, it knows all the answers. However, it is given only to those who knock. This is the wisdom of life. Knock. It will open. Heaven helps those who help themselves. Do everything humanly possible and wait for heaven's will. Heaven here can be replaced with the words life or God. These words all speak the same truth. Therefore, if you have difficulties in life, listen to your inner voice, the wisdom of life, because all the answers are in our hearts and our subconscious. This is because our unconsciousness and our lives are originally connected as one with the universe.